guys, welcome back to my channel. So I saw the Merrill twins do a video like this and I wanted to do one. I absolutely love having a reset at the beginning of the year, and something I've started incorporating into that reset is creating a vision board that coincides with my New Year's resolutions. So as we're rounding out to the end of January, I wanted to share mine from not only this year but last year's and take a look back on the one that I created last year and see how many things I accomplished and then what I look forward to in 2026. So let's hop right into it. So I used Canva to create both of mine. I use Canva a lot for work. I do some graphic designing, I work in social media, so I have Canva Pro, which I absolutely love, not sponsored. But here you guys can see the vision board that I created for last year. Some of these are going to need a little bit of an explanation because I'm really into aesthetics and keeping things aesthetic looking, and so some of my goals have images that don't exactly look like what they stand for, but they stand for something to me. So I'm gonna go through this, we'll check off the ones that I accomplished, and then we'll look at 2026 and see what I want to accomplish there. So first, in the top left corner, I have money. I always describe myself as a hustler. I mean, who doesn't love making money, right? You can never make too much of it. So that was in the top left corner, and I actually did get a pretty major raise in 2025, so that was really exciting. So I would definitely check that one off. Then below that one is actually a cutie pair of shoes. Now this one to me meant just trying to dress a little more fashionable. I work fully remote, so there are some days where I don't want to put on makeup and I just want to wear something kind of cozy, but I wanted to try to elevate my cozy wardrobe a little bit and try to get dressed more for work. And I do think I did better than the year before. I don't think I was perfect by any means, but I definitely did better than the year before. And I think what matters most is the effort. So I'm gonna give myself a check for that one. Below that is a couple loaves of bread. This one for me specifically was representing making sourdough. In 2024, I believe, I had tried to make sourdough multiple different times, like get a starter going. I tried it one time and I was feeding it for over a month, possibly longer, every single day, and I could not get it to rise. And then I threw it out, gave up, restarted a new starter. I was actually at one point, I had 2 different jars with starter in it and I was feeding them different ratios. If you have a sourdough starter, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, check out my sourdough vlog, I will link it somewhere. But I had 2 different starters and I was feeding them different ratios to see if that was the issue. That one never wound up rising either. So in the beginning of 2025, it was either in February or March, I had seen on Eventbrite or Facebook events, I saw somewhere that someone was hosting a sourdough class, and in the description it said that we would be learning how to bake a loaf of sourdough. And previous to this, I had only ever watched TikTok tutorials and some YouTube videos, and so I went out of my comfort zone. I signed up for it by myself, went there all by myself, made a friend, and learned how to actually make sourdough bread. And little did I know, at the end of the class, we were also learning how to make starter with the teacher's starter. So she was sending us home with already a live starter. I was over the moon. Finally had an alive starter and I have kept it alive. It's coming up probably on a year soon, and I bake loaves all the time now. I've made jalapeno cheddar loaves, which are me and my fiance's favorite. Speaking of fiancés, be right back. Okay, sorry for that interruption, but sourdough cheddar is me and my fiance's favorite. And then I've also made a Kalamata olive, I think that's how you say it, loaf for my sister. That was divine. I really want to make that again. I really want to also try a lemon blueberry loaf this year. I want to try focaccia. My best friend, go follow her on Go follow her. She actually introduced me to sourdough. She makes the coolest recipes. She makes cinnamon buns, focaccia bread. Oh my god, her sourdough is insane. But I want to start learning how to do more of these things and going outside of my comfort zone with the starter. I haven't really dived off the deep end of what I could do yet. I did try to make cinnamon buns once and it was kind of a fail. They came out crunchy. So if you know what I did wrong, let me know. But I did accomplish my goal of having a sourdough starter, keeping it alive, and I am so excited about that. So definitely a green check mark can go there. Then back up at the top is a photo of a girl doing her skincare. I do want to call out also that my theme for last year was just like pink. I'm not typically a pink girl, but I kind of was liking the aesthetic of pink last year. I wanted to try something a little out of my comfort zone. I'm normally a neutral girly, if you can't tell by my decor. But the pink was really cute and really fun and made me feel girly, and I loved that. Back to the skincare, I wanted to be a little more regimented about my skincare routine. To be completely honest, I suck at skincare. You know when there's a thing that just doesn't click with you? For me, that is anything history related and skincare. I don't know what it is about skincare. As much as I love the idea of it, I just don't care for it, but I want to. I feel like once a year or twice a year, I will fall down a rabbit hole of watching skincare videos and wanting to get my skin perfect, whatever perfect means. Nobody really has perfect skin. And I fall down these rabbit holes. I spend so much money on skincare products just to kind of fall through with it. I wash my face every night. I don't wash my face every morning. But last year, I actually was so much more consistent with washing my face and using products. Did I do it every day? No, but I did it probably double the amount, if not a little more than I did it in the previous year. So I wouldn't say it was a total fail, and I definitely would check it off because it was my goal to be more regimented, and I definitely was. I wasn't perfect, but I was. Right under that, I have a picture of, I believe it's Warner Brothers Studios, or maybe, I'm actually not sure. It's somewhere in California, one of the big studios where you shoot films, and so I put that on there because I am an actress. I did go to school for acting. I'm also a singer-songwriter. If you didn't know that, go check out my main channel. But I always try to have something related to my career on there. So I have this little acting studio image, and I definitely accomplished that. I was cast last year in a short film that is still not released. I'm not sure how much I can talk about it, but I had a day player role, so it wasn't a huge role or anything, but it was with some really cool people. So definitely green check mark going there. I also did so many auditions last year. That was really cool. And then I also got a callback last year that was actually in person. I have not had an in-person callback in actually my whole career. I have not gone on an in-person audition in so long, have not done anything in person since pre-COVID. So this was a really cool experience. It was definitely nerve-wracking a little bit, but I got to go to Ripley Greer Studio in New York City for the first time, which felt just so cool, and the callback was so much fun. I didn't wind up booking the role, but it was really, really fun. So definitely a green check is going there. The next image on there is a picture of nails. I just love when a girl has her nails done. I just think something looks so beautiful and elegant about it, and you just look a little bit more put together. And so one of my goals was to be more consistent in having my nails done, and I will say I definitely accomplished this one. I remember I went to CVS one time last year and I picked up a bunch of different nail polishes, and I was pretty consistent. I wouldn't say my nails were 24/7 done, but I would say majority of the year my nails were definitely done. And then upon getting engaged, I would say that my nails have been done 24/7, other than probably like the last week where, I mean, I did just do them for my birthday. They're a little chopped right now. I definitely need to redo them, but I've been avoiding it because you guys didn't listen to one of my last videos. Me and my fiance just bought a house and we are renovating the whole thing. Video to come soon. But there's been a lot of demoing involved, painting involved, and ruining of nails, so I have been keeping my ring off, keeping my nail polish clean, or just not fixing them at all. Like, they've been chipped pretty bad, but once we're moved in, that's definitely gonna change again. So green check mark is going there. there. Next to that, I have a picture of a yoga mat. I wanted to do a little bit more yoga in the new year. Sorry guys, I'm down here now because my feet are falling asleep because I'm too short and I have to like sit on my legs. But I wanted to do more yoga in the new year. I definitely would say I did, but not as much as I wanted to be honest. In fact, I do feel like maybe not as much as I have in the past. So honestly, I'm gonna give myself an X for that one. That was something I definitely was not consistent at all about, at least as much as I want to be, so let's X that one out for now. Moving along, underneath that, I have a picture of a really nice bougie office. My reasoning for this one was just wanting to stay hustling, and I definitely did that. I worked super hard in 2025, so I would check that off for myself for sure. Below that is a picture of a chicken Caesar salad. I love chicken Caesar salads, especially a chicken Caesar salad with a side of fries, like chef's kiss, one of my favorite meals. And my goal in 2025 was to eat a little bit healthier. I feel like that's a goal I have every year. And I feel like this year I definitely accomplished it, but just not consistently as I wanted to. I wanted to lose some weight last year and eat a little healthier, just get a little more toned. And I did lose some weight, but then I wound up gaining it back at the very end of the year. So I don't know, I would feel like I should give myself a half check. Like the effort was there, I definitely partially ate healthier, but maybe not entirely. So maybe a half a check. Next up at the top is a girl dressed up really nice, looking like she's on her way to work. This one, again, tying into the office. Just wanted to hustle and feel like a business owner and professional. I did start my own business doing social media management, and so I wanted to really lean into that and do more of that, and I would definitely say, and I guess I wouldn't really say I accomplished this one. Reason being, I did work hard this year, but mostly at my 9 to 5. I didn't really pursue any work outside of that. I honestly took last year as a little bit more of a relaxed year. I feel like I would burn myself out a lot because I just tried to do so many things and achieve so many things at once. And last year I really taught myself how to slow down and not have to hustle and work so hard, because taking care of you matters more than anything at the end of the day. So I am gonna X that one out, but with good reason. Below that is some books. I don't know what any of these particular books are. I just saw a pink one in there and thought it matched the aesthetic. I did read a book. Yay, I only read one. But I still read a book. My goal was to read one book a month. That definitely didn't happen, but I'm gonna try to read some more books this year. I am gonna check it off though, because I was proud that I did read a book. The book also was Hidden Pictures, recommended to me by a coworker. Fire book. Below that is some paper that looks like it has to do with stocks or something, that says investing, and I did actually start investing more of my money into my Roth IRA, so definitely accomplished that. Very exciting goal, definitely a green check there. The very top is some water with lemon. One of my guilty pleasures is lemon water. I just love lemon water. But this goal was to drink more water, and I'm putting a big fat X there because I suck at hydrating myself. I suck at drinking water. I really need to get myself one of those like gallon jugs, like water bottle jugs, and just carry it around and drink one a day, because otherwise I truly forget to drink water. I feel like at night is when I realize how thirsty I am and I start chugging so much water. But yeah, definitely an X there, because I need to be better at that. Below that is a picture, if you know you know, of Madison Beer in her music video. My reasoning for this picture was looked aesthetic, matched the vibes, and for someone who might be looking at it might just think, oh, it has to do with hair or something, especially if they don't know who that is, but I knew it was Madison Beer. So for me, this represented my music career and wanting to continue working on my music career, learning more about music production, and continue writing songs. And I definitely did that. I did release one song last year, not as many as I wanted to, but I still released a song and was definitely proud of myself for that. So I would definitely give that one a check mark. I also posted a lot of covers on my YouTube channel, which ties into the picture below this one. I wanted to be more consistent on YouTube, and I totally was. I posted pretty much weekly last year on my main channel, and I definitely want to be consistent about that again this year, even though I've had a rough rough start to the beginning of the year, not gonna lie, but I got sick after Christmas, which sucked, and now I'm like 2 weeks away from moving into my new house. So there's just been a lot going on behind the scenes that has been really difficult to keep up with filming, but I'm here now and I plan on being super consistent this year. And I also started this channel that I also want to be consistent on and be more about my lifestyle and me and my bridal era, me and my thrifting, and things that I love outside of my music and acting career. So that's what you're gonna find here. So subscribe. Below that one is a picnic basket. I really do not know what this represented. I think that it may have represented going on dates or more dates. Definitely green check mark can go there. Me and my fiance did a lot of cute date nights. I think one of my favorites that sticks out of the top of my head is when he surprised me during Halloween time with a pumpkin carving night. I am a sucker for things like that, so definitely 11 out of 10 for him there. So green check for that. Then top right corner, surprisingly to me, is a house. I'm not sure why I put a house here because my fiance and I have a 3-year plan. I am crazy about my finances. So for the past couple of years, I guess, I've dreamt of flipping a home. I really want to start investing in real estate, flipping houses. That is my ultimate career goal. So I guess I put a house there because I did ultimately want to start saving up for a house, or maybe I dreamt of flipping a house. I would say saving up for it, definitely a check, but actually getting a house, no. So, and little did I know that dream was actually going to come true. Over the summer, my mom had discovered a house near my apartment that she thought was so cute, and she had shown me it, and I absolutely fell in love. It is just the most charming house ever. And so for months, my fiance, who was then my boyfriend, and I were reaching out to the realtor trying to get a tour of this house. We saw it was on the market for months. We wanted it so bad, and no one was answering us. We were getting ghosted, and it was really sad because every day we were looking at it, just dreaming of how badly we wanted it. We kept looking at other houses too, and we toured a few other houses, and I kept just going back to that house. Like, I just want this house so bad. Then we had gone away to Disney, got engaged, and then when we came home, I was like, you know what? I really want this house. We had only been emailing them, which I guess we should have tried to call, but you know, our generation, we don't like making phone calls. So I was emailing. He was emailing. Finally, we gave them a call. Nobody answered, but then I got a call back, and I was so excited. We set up a tour, fell in love. It was even better in person than we had thought. It was a complete fixer-upper. There is a pool in the backyard, which is so exciting. The house is beautiful. The yard is huge. And we wound up closing. So big check mark there. And then these last two, I'm gonna group together as me just wanting to be more active, go on more walks, be more physically active, go to the gym. And I definitely accomplished that last year. I was so much more active last year than I ever had been previous. I also had tennis balls on there too, which I just realized I skipped over. I wanted to play more tennis with my fiance, and we definitely did that. Not as much as I wanted to, but we definitely played tennis. So check all across the board. And then I just added a couple stickers that don't really represent anything. I do have like a makeup swatch. I wanted to do my makeup a little more often. I think I definitely did a little bit, so check there. I invested in some new makeup, so that's been fun. I do have a new like basic makeup routine when going out that I feel like is a solid routine that does me nice every single time. So I'm definitely gonna check that off. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I feel like I accomplished so much of what I wanted to do, and more than beyond what I even could have imagined. And there are things that I accomplished in 2025 that truly I wouldn't have even dreamed of, and am just so proud of myself for. And in all the years previous to this, I was working so hard, like overworking myself, burning myself out so bad, and didn't accomplish nearly half the amount of things that I accomplished in 2025. So I feel like my lesson coming out of 2025 is to be gentle on myself and to work hard but also relax hard, work smarter, not harder, take the days off that I deserve and that I feel like I need. If I'm just not feeling something one day, I'm just not gonna do it. But also stay regimented, stay hustling as much as I can, just giving myself grace when I need it. I'm not talking about 5 days a week. If I just want to rot and watch TV, I'm allowed to do that. No. But also, like, yes, if I really need to. But I just mean, like, if on a Wednesday night I had planned to write music and I'm not feeling it that day, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna force myself to write a song when I'm not in the mood. I'm not gonna force myself to film if I am not feeling it. I'll do it the next day. It's totally fine. So I learned a lot this year. It was also just such an amazing year because I got engaged. I also went on a trip to Disney, I traveled, I went to Cape Cod for the first time. Just so many blessings truly happened to me in 2025. I could cry thinking about it. I do think 2025 will forever be one of the best years of my life. It was just a dream come true, truly from day one, and I hope 2026 can be the same. So let's take a look at 2026 vision board. Here she is in all of her glory, my 2026 vision board. I'm obsessed with her. She's beautiful. I am going to run through these ones a little bit quicker because this video is getting pretty long, but we're gonna start at the top left corner again. I once again have money. I want to make more money than I made last year, this year. That is a goal of mine. So we got that at the top left. I switched the image. I have more of a theme of like whites and creams going on here because I'm entering my bridal era. I am a 2028 bride, for those wondering. I just turned 28. In 2028, me and my fiance will be 30 years old. And it feels like our 30s are the time to open that chapter. Below that, we have the shoes again, same vibe. I just want to dress more nicely every day and try to, even if I'm wearing something cozy, make it cute rather than like literal sweats and like a t-shirt. So that is on my vision board again. Below that is a KitchenAid looking machine. The reason I put that on there is because my fiance's mom actually gave us her old KitchenAid that she said she never uses, and so I want to use it. I got it last year and I never touched it, so I want to use it. I want to make more recipes, and one of me and my fiance's New Year's resolutions last year was to cook more. And we did. We tried some new recipes, but not as consistently as we wanted to. I said that I wanted to do a new recipe once a week. I realized that might be overdoing it. I think once or twice a month is more of me and my fiance's vibes. I love cooking, but I don't like cooking every day. Like, I just like to make quick meals and move on with my day. I like to make things that I know we like. My fiance also cooks. We both share the responsibility equally. Sometimes he cooks more than me, sometimes I cook more than him, depending on what we're doing or who's busier at work, etc., etc. But I want to try new recipes. I want to have more new recipes this year, and we decided that on Saturdays will be like our cooking day, because usually on Saturdays me and him have like our date nights, hangout nights. So we're gonna try to push ourselves to try new recipes on Saturdays, and it feels like we have all the time in the world on a Saturday to try new recipes. During the week after work, we're both just so burnt out, and the last thing I feel like doing is standing by a stove for an hour. Even though I love cooking and making new recipes, it's just not something I want to do after work. Like, I'm so done with work after work that I just want to do other things. My mind is so busy. I'm like, I want to write music, I need to film an audition, I need to work on my business, I want to start planning our wedding. The last thing I feel like doing is cooking a new recipe for an hour. It just feels like such a waste of time. Next, we have water. Self-explanatory, drink more water, Brooke. And if you're watching this and you haven't drank water yet today, drink your water. Under that is a journal. I want to start journaling daily. This is something that I say I want to do every year, and I do it inconsistently throughout the year, but I would love to incorporate it into my routine every single day. I did make a really concise morning, evening, and nighttime routine for during the weeks, so I do think I will be able to accomplish it, but I have not been great with it because of the house right now. So once we're moved in is when I think that I'm really gonna be resetting and starting my personal new year. But I am trying, and maybe this was my sign to journal after this and remind me, so thank you guys. I added a little sticker right on the upper left of that. That is a scrapbook. I did start scrapbooking this year, which has been so much fun. So I want to continue scrapbooking. I love that hobby. It is my favorite hobby. Below that is a little swatch of like skincare. So I wanted that to represent staying especially consistent this year with my skincare, going into my bridal era. I am trying to be really good about it. However, I haven't been again because of house things, but my reset will come February 1st, I swear. Below that is the same acting picture. I just cropped it a little bit more to kind of fit the vibe more. So definitely want to keep acting and booking roles. I started off the year really strong with a lot of auditions, so my fingers are crossed there. Then we have the YouTube picture again. I want to stay consistent on this channel, stay consistent on my other channel, and stay consistent on TikTok, and hopefully build an audience because that has always been my dream. I've been on YouTube for probably over 10 years now. Actually, definitely over 10 years now. So yeah. Below that is actually the dress that I plan on wearing to my engagement party this summer. I just put that on there as a little like wink and excitement of like the vibes of this year. Then below that is the same workout photo. I want to stay consistent with working out again and staying active. I even want to up it a notch because last year I started in April, but this year I'm starting in January. I've been a little consistent with it throughout the month, but definitely starting February 1st, I'm going to be going hard with just staying active and staying more healthy and incorporating that into my daily routine in some capacity, even if it's just going on a walk or stretching. I want to stay physically active. Above that is a picture of a kitchen. That was representing my house and my house coming together and moving in and doing some home projects, which I will post all over this channel, but also kind of represents wanting to save more money to do that house flip because that is still my dream. This house is not going to be our house flip. It is definitely our forever home for now, but wanted to keep that on there. Also, there's a sticker there of some swans, and that has to do again with my bridal era. The day me and my fiance got engaged, before we got engaged and before I even knew we were getting engaged, I had booked us a reservation at the Cake Bake Shop in Disney. And if you know the Cake Bake Shop, you know there are some swans there. And that evening we wound up getting engaged off Disney property. We were on a beach about an hour and a half away. But so swans have kind of been a representation to me of our engagement, and so I just wanted to put that on there. Then I have a little acting award on there to just represent continuing acting and matching my gold ring that is right below it. I did put my ring on there because this year is about my bridal era and for the next 2 years. So I just wanted to keep that at the forefront of this. You'll see the next picture is a cake and a hand with the nails done and the white lace. That for me is just again representing the bridal era, keeping my nails nice, having my engagement party this year and planning a wedding this year and hopefully booking our venue very soon. Below that is a piano. That for me is standing for writing music and all of that stuff. I put the same investing picture there because I want to keep investing and invest even more. Top right, I have a running photo. Actually last year I ran my first ever 5K, which I totally forgot to mention, and so this year I want to run another 5K and try and beat my time. Below that is tennis. I really want to play more tennis. I want to try and make it like a weekly routine for me and my fiance when it starts getting warmer out. Below that, books again. I want to read more books. We have a cute little bow just for the vibes, and then below that I have a sign that says it's not my garbage, but it's my planet, because I want to volunteer more. I want to clean up the beaches at least once a month, if not quarterly. I want to just be more active in volunteering. But I know I tried to wrap that up a little fast because my camera's about to die and I know this was going on for a really long time, but I hope you guys found inspiration from this. I would love to know some of your guys' resolutions and what you have on your vision board. So comment those in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and check out my music channel as well while you're at it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.